The current NFL players' protest over the flag and the reaction to it reminds me of the Ken Burns series on the Vietnam War, that's right, on PBS, which is a superb series. But during that period, he brought to light that between January of 1964 and June of 1965, Saigon had 8 different governments after President Diem and his brother were assassinated in October of 1963 when Buddhists were flicking their Bics after dousing themselves with gasoline in the street, and there were protests and martial law. JFK thought Diem would have to go. He didn't want to see him assassinated, but he was definitely in favor of the coup. Then we had this string of corrupt leaders, one after another, which continued throughout the war. But Americans back home probably had no clue who was leader in South Vietnam. They just knew that we were fighting the commies. Americans can't really get into nuance. We have jobs every day we go to. We have kids to take to soccer. Nobody really studies the geopolitical landscape. I bet if you'd asked an American who was in favor of the war effort in 1965 or 6 or 7 or 8, who was leading the government of Saigon at that point, they wouldn't have been able to tell you. They just knew that we were fighting the commies, and you're either for John Wayne or you're for Jane Fonda. Now let's bring it forward to the current NFL debate. Never mind the players. Colin Kaepernick initially was upset about police brutality, white cops shooting unarmed black men. You can debate them, but the fact of the matter is that's disturbing. You had other cases where black men, and I know them personally, and you might too, who have been stopped disproportionately more than we as white people have when they were innocent driving in good or bad neighborhoods. That's a real problem in this country. It causes great resentment, as it should. But the people at home and in football stadiums, they don't know any of that. They just know they're kneeling during the National Anthem, the one area where people can come together and they can fight their fights outside of that venue. And they don't like it. The polling is clear on this. So just like in Vietnam, the intricacies, the strategies were lost. It was Jane Fonda versus John Wayne. Here, you're for the flag and the anthem or you're not. And for the people that are perpetrating this to think the public will understand their motives is naive. Watch the Vietnam series. My 2 cents, my 2 minutes, brought to you by Edge Construction and Capital Consultants. Bill McCutcheon, a lobbyist to work for Tommy, who knows how to get things done downtown. We can talk about this more tomorrow on the Mitch Henck Show on madison.com.